Welcome back to No Bias Hoops. Today we're talking New York Knicks and how they robbed the Timberwolves but are also possibly going to the NBA Finals. They just robbed Karl-Anthony Towns. I made a video about it that I'm about to delete, but just because it's not a good video. But anyways, it's a great trade. They traded Randall and DiVincenzo and then just a protected first. It's a steal. Randall was injured last season. He has been solid in the regular season, but he's just not a playoff performer. DiVincenzo hit some dagger threes, especially against the Sixers, and he is really good. And sadly, they're discontinuing the Nova Knicks, but he seemed like he was unhappy with his role from reports I said, which doesn't make sense for me, but either way, you trade him too. And you get back Karl-Anthony Towns, who is a three-point shooting center, and that's the big thing. Doesn't matter if you think he's overrated or whatever. He's a three-point shooting center. They're going all in. They're copying the Celtics. It's perfect. You have your star, Jalen Brunson. You have Josh Hart and OG Anunoby. Both of those guys are 3-and-D wings. OG is one of the best in the league. Jalen Brunson is a stud. He can take control of a game in the clutch. And then you have Karl-Anthony Towns now, who is a 3-and-D center, to be honest. Not the best defender, but he stretches the floor, and that's how you beat Boston. The Knicks, I think, in my opinion, do have a chance to beat Boston. It's not a guarantee, but with also Mitchell Robinson off the bench, who's a great defensive center, and they're just good. They have a really good team. They have nice bench depth this year. It's a lot better than it was last year, and they have a good coach. Tibbs is amazing. He may have overworked players, but I'm sure the organization has talked to him, and he's going to play players a little less. They have Miles McBride, an extremely underrated backup point guard. So they match up well. You have point guard to point guard, Drew Holiday, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, and Derek White, Jaylen Brown. You know, the Celtics do have a little bit of edge on them because of Derek White. But I do think that the Knicks have made all the right moves. Mikal Bridges, I forgot to mention him earlier, but OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges might be the two best 3-and-D wings in the NBA. You could argue, because I'm kind of not really talking about the stars, but I feel like Tatum's an okay defender, a great offensive scorer. Paul George, same thing. You know, obviously there's good players in the league that might be better, but if we're talking 3-and-D, like elite role players, the best three role players in the league are Derek White, OG Anunoby, and some may consider him a star, Mikal Bridges, but I still consider him like a top-tier role player. And with the NBA right now, I think that's all you need. A star and then like 4 top-tier role players. And with the Knicks being able to stretch the floor now, I think they've replicated Boston well enough that they will win the championship this year. It's obviously not a given, but I think one injury to Boston and the Knicks will probably win that series. Without an injury, I think they'll go home in 7, but it's win now, but I think they have a 2-year window before things get tricky. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Check out my other videos and see you next time on No Bias Hoops.